Are we taping? All right. Here we go. Kathy. Hey, wait. Hey, sit down. I said sit down. What are you doing singing like that for? It's my show. Hey, don't you know your craft? Sit down. I said sit down. You're not getting paid for the show either. And let that be a lesson to you. Know your craft. That's today's segment on Know Your Craft. All right. I want to talk about something. I want to give my opinion as well as talk about a subject that's very, very important to me and close to my heart. Music. Whether it be the playing of instruments, singers, writers, arrangers, producers, beat makers, whatever you do in music is fine. Only in music do you find terrible people that get to keep their job. I like your cooking. Exactly. Pay your dues. What happens when you're at a job and you don't perform well? Well, usually you could just get fired like that. Or if they like you and maybe they, don't want any lawsuits, they might give you a warning or two. But the truth is, if you don't do what you're supposed to do at your job, or your home and your marriage, watching your kids, or doing whatever, you miss your car payments, you get cut, that's it. Okay? So if Freddie has a garbage route and works for New York Sanitation, and he's just deciding that, you know what, I'm not going down 32nd Street and 35th Street today. You think that Freddie's going to get to keep his job as a sanitation worker? No, I don't think so. Which brings me to the focal point of this video. There are so many people out there in music. Again, whether they are musicians, singers, songwriters, beat makers, producers, blah, blah, blah. So many people that didn't pay their dues. And what does paying your dues mean? Paying your dues means doing what you're supposed to do to learn your craft. That means learning what was done in the past, what's going on now, and maybe you have a little insight into the future. Learning your craft. You don't get to become a scientist if you don't go to school to become a scientist, nor do you get to become a surgeon unless you go through medical school. Why is it that so many people are allowed to be called singer-songwriters, artists, musicians, etc., and they don't learn their craft? Now, I'm not talking about a matter of opinion like, I like this girl's voice or I like this guy's voice, but not my cup of tea. Totally different subject. I'm talking about, have you done your homework? Have you really sat there in a room learning your craft, regardless of what it is, before coming out, releasing an album, going on tour? You can pay your dues in your hometown. Whether that be Boise, Idaho, or New York City within the 5 boroughs. There's plenty of gigs you can play to learn how to, perform in front of people and be comfortable and, be able to deliver. So I've seen so many singers, more on the recent side, I'm just shocked. Who's investing money in these people? Who's saying, oh, I like her or I like him? They're investing time, money, just to make these people a household name, and they stink. And mind you, this is not a matter of taste. I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and they've said, wow, look at this one with a record deal. Look at this one singing in Times Square. In Times Square, the whole world sees you and knows who you are. If they don't know who you are that moment, they certainly will as soon as you're at Times Square, New Year's Eve, as the ball's dropping and you're singing. Meanwhile, you didn't pay your dues. You're singing off pitch. There's no performance. It's like watching paint dry. So all these other jobs I mentioned previously, whether you're a firefighter, a construction worker, a plumber, people, if you're a contractor, you think you're going to get called back for a second job or a third job if you don't do good work. So why do people keep supporting these artists that haven't done their homework? They keep buying their records, watching their videos, downloading, streaming. You know, and this is me. This is not, you know, because I'm an artist myself. I'm a musician. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. This isn't me being angry because I never made it famous. No, I've already accepted that fact. I'm losing my hair. I'm going bald. I'm 45 years old. I'm not going to be a pop star. I've come to grips with this. So this isn't the angry musician that never made it. This is calling it like it is and telling it like it is because I'm seeing it as such. And I think it's really embarrassing that these people have the, you know, now mind you, here comes a famous record producer or a guy, you know, with a good track record. Hey, you know, take my name, for example. Hey, Derek, wow, you sound really good. You want a record deal? You want to sign your name on this and you can quit your job or whatever. Now, it's not like I'm going to say, well, I'm not really ready yet and I haven't really paid my... No, can you come back next year? I get it. That's not going to happen. But at least if you do get discovered, that very moment, get some vocal lessons. Surround yourself with people that are going to tell you the truth, not blow smoke in your direction. Oh, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. When meanwhile, they walk down the block, they're like, Jesus Christ, did you hear that guy? All I'm saying is, if this is what you do, then be it. Live it and do it and be the best you could possibly be. Okay, I wanted to add something else. Sorry about the other clips being so dark. See? Note to self, do better, know your craft, Derek. You want to do YouTube videos? Get some light on the subject over here. Anyway, little humor doesn't hurt every now and again. Let's put the seat down, shall we? Okay, so anyway, going back to knowing your craft, really learning your stuff. It's a shame with these terrible musicians and singers and so-called wannabe producers. You're not anything if you don't know your craft. And in fact, many years ago, especially in entertainment and music, if you didn't know your craft, I'm not going to mention any names, but if you didn't know your craft, you were laughed off the stage. I wanted to compare yet something else to music in knowing your craft. People in sports. These women and men train every day of their lives to be the fastest, the best, the basketball, baseball, hockey, football, softball, ping pong, you name it. Do you think the people that pick these people for teams, you think when the draft gets together, they say, this one looks okay. Bill, you want to grab this one? No, they're grabbing the cream of the crop. And guess what? If the cream of the crop doesn't remain cream of the crop and they start, falling short, you can bet that they're going to be cut. Or, they're going to start negotiating a new contract because this one doesn't deserve $2 million a year, just like these singers and these entertainers haven't done their homework, and yet they're the famous thing in the world. Everybody knows them on the first name basis. But have they done their homework? No, they have not. So, yet another comparison. Nobody's picking average players for the NBA. You can bet that. Anyway, I'll leave you with that, all right? Think about it. Let it simmer, okay? So... that's my video, and that's my 2 cents. And if you don't like it, you could lick it.